Hello friends, welcome back to Star Styles Homestead. Again, my husband has been jonesing for burritos. So guess what I'm making tonight? A Burrito Supreme. I'm adding a bunch of different stuff. You guys add what you want. I've never made these for a video, so I figured I might as well shoot this for you guys. Right now, I have my meat going. I'm using ground turkey. Of course, they use ground beef or even steak. I'm using ground turkey. Right now, I have it going, and I want to let that cook. It's in a little olive oil so that I get nice brown underneath. So I'm just going to let that cook until it's ready to turn. Then when I do, I'll put the spices in. Right now, I'm making, let me bring you down, a sauce. I've never had this sauce before. Okay, so right here I have a cup of sour cream. I gotta get my spatula. It always gets it all out better. Although that's pretty good. And then I have a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. Yeah, spatula definitely works better. Okay, and then I need, you can use fresh garlic. I'm going to use, I'm going to start with 1 teaspoon of minced. So we'll try it with 1 first. Let me wipe that off. Oh, well, I don't need, let's see. I need lime juice. You can use a fresh lime if you want. So, lime juice, I'm going to use a tablespoon or a 1/2 lime. A 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon smoked paprika. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Okay. We're going to mix all this up with a little bit of salt. I'm just going to do like a 1/2 teaspoon of salt too. And then taste it. I just wanted to mix this, get it all together, and put it in the fridge. Let's see. Oh, my friends. That's really good. I am going to add a couple more sprinkles of paprika. And just another little sprinkle of cayenne, just to give it a little bit more boost, because it is a Burrito Supreme. So, okay, let's try that. Oh yeah, that's really good. That's going to be good. Instead of just plain sour cream, that's really good. So now I'm going to stick that in the fridge. Okay? And we'll get on to the next part of this. Let's see how our meat is going. Oh yeah, that's going to be nice. Yep. And that's what I wanted. So, I got some red enchilada sauce. I don't usually use that, and my husband wants refried beans, so I'm just going to use those refried beans. I was going to make my own, but I figured I had a can. I'm going to make it easy. If you want homemade, have at it and make homemade. Okay, let me put that stuff in there, and I'll get my spices ready for the meat. All right, friends, here we go. Now I'm going to put my spices in here. I'm going to start mine with 1 teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, I meant to put my onion in here and get that cooking and forgot. I'm going to do onion powder, teaspoon of onion powder. Mix that up really while I'm doing that. I'm going to skip out on the garlic. Let's see, my salt. A teaspoon of salt. We're going to use ground cumin. I'm only going to use a half a teaspoon of this. I'll just do a little bit more. And then I'm going to use a cup of beef broth. Where's my... And then just let that cook until that broth cooks out. Let's see, this is half a cup. I also have my oven going to 350. Guess you could use a pan if you want, just to heat up my shells when this is done. So now I'm going to let this cook until this cooks out, and I will be right back. Friends, I forgot to put the onions in before to cook them, so I just have a small onion cut thin, and then I chopped it in half. So I'm adding that in now while that juice is cooking out, and it's okay if they're not totally done because most people eat these with raw onions. I don't like raw onions, so we have that. I'm going to let this cook now, and I'm just going to open up my other cans. My son doesn't eat beans, he said, ever. How did I not know that? So I'm just going to do the refried beans. I'll be back. All right, friends. I'm going to do one at a time. My oven's at 350. I'm going to put this in my oven for about 30 seconds. Okay? Okay. There's one. Now, here we go. We're going to fill these. These aren't the real big ones. But remember, you have to, my husband does want beans. So we'll put a couple scoops of beans on his. I forgot to get actual lettuce. So I took the lettuce that I made from his salads. So there's a few carrots in there, but ignore them. Tomatoes. This is the enchilada sauce. I'm just going to pour a little bit on there. And then we're going to put this sauce. I'm not going to overdo it with this because I'm going to give him some in a plate so he can dip. Do I have everything? I do. So now we're going to fold it, but not all the way. We're going to roll it. And roll and tuck. And there we have it. Perfect. I'm going to throw this one in there for 30 seconds. And I'm going to make the rest of them. These are super easy. I don't know why I don't make things like this more often. It should be Taco Tuesday or something. Okay, friends, so I'm going to refilm this part right here because I was putting all this together, and who actually picked up that I forgot the cheese? Really? So I had put mine together, and I was asking my son what he wanted and totally forgot to put the cheese, and then realized I don't have Mexican cheese. Not ready today. So I just opened mine back up, added the cheese, and now I'm going to close it back. I'm going to show you my blooper. Ready? This is the one cut in half. Let's see if we can do this. Of course I can. Because it's going on top, right? Mixed all in. Look at that, my friends. Let's see how that came out. Let's cut the cheese. Well, I cut an extra piece, but there you have it. I fixed it. All right, so this one's not going to be any fun because he doesn't want the beans or the sauce on his, so he just wants the sauce on the side on his. So let's put that cheese. We need some more, which I did mozzarella and shredded sharp cheddar. And no beans, he said yes on this sauce. Lettuce. I cut my tomatoes up earlier and put them in a bag. I'll put some tomatoes. No on the sauce, no on the beans. Let's put a little bit more cheese on top of that. And pull. And there we go. Now it's right. Now I'll be back for the taste test. All right, my friends, here's mine. And now I am going to do the taste test. Mine has everything in it, even cheese, because I went back. And I'm going to dip in that sauce because that's really good. Those are good. And you know what? You can put, I would suggest going to the bigger size. The next one up, these are the 8 count. I don't know how big these are. Maybe 12 inches. If you're going to put rice in them. Because then they just kind of blow up. Or you can use these and put 2 side by side. And that works good too. Anyway, there you have it, my friends. These are really good. Super easy. And that sauce is amazing. I'm glad I only put, oh my God, that is really good. I'm glad I only put one thing of garlic. Because I have just enough flavor with the garlic and the lime. It's perfect. Anyway, recipes will be below. And I'm going to clean this mess up and go sit down and finish eating my dinner. You guys have a great night. Thanks for being here again. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you again. Ciao.